Good morning, Year 3, and welcome to Monday, the 11th of January, our first lesson of English this week. Our learning objective is to identify and use conjunctions and subordinating clauses. Now, our steps to success are: I can identify the subordinate clause in a sentence. I can use conjunctions to extend my writing by adding subordinate clauses. I can identify conjunctions adding information about time or cause, and our challenge for today is to use subordinated clauses in any order. For today's starter, I would like you to recap the conjunctions that you learnt last week. Read through the poem Me and My Brother. Can you make a list of all the conjunctions in the poem? Pause the video to have a go at this and make your list, and then press play when you're ready to proceed. You would have learnt last week about conjunctions and how they are used to join two clauses together. Now, this new term I'm going to introduce you to is subordinate clauses. What are subordinate clauses? A subordinate clause is a clause that cannot stand alone as a complete sentence, but is linked to the main clause using a subordinating conjunction. Now, you will have come across these conjunctions already, and you have used them quite a bit in lessons in the autumn term, but you may not have realised that they're called subordinating clauses. It just means when they're added on, it sort of explains that second part of the sentence that you can see in red. The red part of the sentence doesn't really express a complete thought and requires additional information if it's read on its own. So it needs the main clause that is written in the black. So here are a few examples. I nagged my parents as I really wanted a torch. As is our conjunction, and the subordinating clause is I really wanted a torch. Now you'd be thinking, I want more information about that, so that's why you have the first part of the sentence in the black. The second sentence, it was no good because they would not agree. Now, they would not agree doesn't make sense on its own. Third sentence, I was really excited when Dad gave me a torch. That sort of tells you when it happens. So obviously the conjunction when. I was really excited when Dad gave me a torch. And your fourth sentence, while I swam underwater, the torch broke. Now you can see this fourth sentence, we've got the subordinating clause and the conjunction at the beginning of the sentence, and it still makes sense. If I was using the subordinating conjunction and the clause at the end of the sentence, it would still make sense. The torch broke while I swam underwater. Here are some more examples of using subordinate clauses. Now, they haven't been filled in the middle yet with a conjunction. The sentences in the red are the subordinate clauses, and they don't make much sense on their own. Which conjunctions could you use to join them to the first part of the sentence? You have some conjunctions in the purple box and the green box. So purple is why, and the green box is when. So let's read the sentences. I filled the bath with water. Blank, I climbed in and switched on my torch. Which conjunction from the purple or the green boxes would suit that sentence? I was disappointed. Blank, my birthday torch was broken. Which conjunction would suit the middle of that sentence to join them? And the third example, my dad was cross. Blank, I told him about the torch. Which conjunction could you use to join them? Pause the video to have a go at those three sentences, choosing which conjunction to put in the middle, and then press play to resume and reveal some examples. Here are my examples for the middle of those sentences. I filled the bath water before I climbed in and switched on my torch. You can see that I've chosen a when conjunction. I was disappointed as my birthday torch was broken. So you can see why I was disappointed as my birthday torch was broken. And the third example, my dad was cross after I told him about the torch. So you can see when a time conjunction fitted that sentence better than a why conjunction. As we have mentioned before, we can add subordinate clauses before or after the main clause. Here are 3 examples below. In the orange boxes, where it says write your own clause, this is your opportunity to finish and complete the sentences. The man in the shop was puzzled because write your own clause. Second one, I would like you to begin with a subordinate clause as my torch had already broken. And the third sentence, begin with your subordinate clause until he took it in the bath. Pause the video to have a go at these 3 sentences. Now that you've had a little bit of practice on the previous slides, I'm just going to show you for the final time how to build a sentence so that you are ready for your final task. So I've got a very simple sentence to begin with. Me and my brother, we sit up in bed. And this sentence was taken from the first part of the poem, Me and My Brother. Next, I'm going to choose a conjunction. I'm going to go with a why conjunction, a cause conjunction. So me and my brother, we sit up in bed because. Now my third part, I want to think about why. Because what? Me and my brother, we sit up in bed because we aren't ready for sleeping. And that makes sense. Let's see if we can have a go just talking through if I used a when conjunction, a time conjunction. Me and my brother, we sit up in bed before. What could I have before? Me and my brother, we sit up in bed before the lights go out. And that would make sense. Let's have another go. Me and my brother, we sit up in bed when. Me and my brother, we sit up in bed when the moon was shining brightly. And that would make sense. Okay, I think we're about ready to introduce you to your task you are going to be completing today. Today's task: finish these sentences using a conjunction and a clause. Use your imagination. Underneath this video, there is a picture of the conjunctions that we have been using today. So you can use this just to aid your writing. So number 2, when you have finished your sentences, decide if your conjunction and clause was adding information about time or cause. So does it say when something happened or how or why something happened? So was it a time conjunction or was it a cause conjunction? Can you underline and colour code the conjunctions of time and cause in 2 different colours? And as a challenge for today, rewrite 1 or 2 sentences using the conjunction and the clause at the beginning of the sentence. Pause this video to have a go at all of these sentences. Don't forget to choose a variety of conjunctions from the list, so you have some time and some cause conjunctions. And don't forget your capital letters and your full stops. Well done on today's task. Don't forget to take a photo of your work and send it to Miss Samani or myself, Miss Chisholm. So how did you get on today? Be thinking all the time about your self-assessment and keep referring back to that success criteria, your steps to success. So what have you done today and have you completed it well? Have you identified the subordinate clauses in a sentence? Have you used conjunctions to extend your writing by adding subordinate clauses? Have you identified conjunctions adding information at time and clause? So did you underline and colour code your sentences? And the challenge, have you used subordinate clauses in any order? Did you begin your sentences with subordinate clauses? Okay, that is it for today. Good luck for tomorrow's piece of writing.